Good morning. I'm sitting here waiting to clock in. Shoot. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to yawn, but the show goes on, okay? One little yawn ain't gonna stop no show. Anyway, so I'm at work. I start in the next 15-20 minutes. But I just had a few little things on my chest. It might be a little vent session, it might be a little wisdom, I don't know. But I have been dealing with a lot this year. A lot has been presented on my plate this year, and I got through it gracefully with the grace of God, talking to the Lord all the time, and just keeping myself conscious throughout this conversation, throughout this entirety, throughout the experience has been a life changer, and gaining perspective on small victories that I have received. And I just paying attention to the little details has been a big deal for me this year. Because it used to be me just like, oh, the bigger picture. But then I'm like, you know what? Sometimes it's good to zoom in, to look at the small details too. And I'm not saying you have to be a perfectionist. I'm just saying, like, sometimes you got to see how it's all playing out. When you back up, you can't tell what you've missed. You can't tell what you have. You can't tell, if everything is accounted for when everything looks good on the outside. Yeah, it may look good, but is it quality? And that's where you zoom in and you look at the little details, because the little details is what makes it more quality. It makes a difference. It makes it all the difference. A visual simulation of what I'm talking about. There'll be these little simulated, animated little displays that they have on social media. I've been watching them when I go to sleep sometimes. And it'll be like a sphere going through like these little blocks and stuff. And every time they change the weight of the sphere, and they change the amount of the blocks. And I say the smaller and the more amount of blocks, the more finer the impact is. And I'll say, I hope I'm explaining it well for somebody out there, but that's the best visual I can give somebody. That's the best visual I can give somebody right now of what I'm talking about. Your efforts, no matter how much you have going on, no matter how small the blocks are, no matter how many it is, when your sphere is prepared and weighted, it's all gonna have a satisfying outcome when you're through. I had to do a lot of shadow. I had to do a lot of introspection. I had to do a lot of inner work for myself. And that was through seeing it out of other people that mirrored me, people that have shown me different sides of myself, different situations within myself, how I've made my decisions in the past, how I'm thinking about my future. And I have had to address that every season this year so far. It's only December right now. I mean, why am I saying it's only December? This is the last month of the year of 2025. And I've had to really address a lot of things about me. I've had to address it. I had to see it. I had to feel it. And no matter how many tarot readings you get on YouTube, or which is general, I will say, or if you see a psychic, or maybe you're going to church and you're going to God and you're actually talking to somebody, you're counseled from somebody, they can tell you, they can give you the tools that you can hear, but there's nothing like the experience, baby. You've got to see it through. You've got to know it, and knowing it is the experience. That's the new knowledge that you've got to gain. 2026 is going to be quite different. A lot of y'all are a little bit, behind a couple of, seasons, because it's not your season yet. But when your season comes up, you'll know. You will be tested before it comes. You will be tested heavy before it comes. And what'll happen is it's gonna make you or break you. You gotta decide. You've got to decide. And if it's something that's gonna make sure it makes you bigger than ever. But if it's going to break you, make sure you know that you can depend on people around you to put you back together again. That way you can come harder the next go round. Don't let this defeat you. This too shall pass. I definitely believe that. I've been saying this a lot this year, but I never really understood until after this past season. You know, I still got a little ways to go. You know, December just begun. It just begun. It's only the 3rd, baby. But I have said it a lot this year. And the experiences that I've had this year have gave it a new meaning. It really has. It gave it a new meaning. How I'm working, how I'm thinking about how I should be working as a woman, my identity as a woman, how my love language is, addressing how I love somebody and how I should receive love. Man, it's been an eye-opener throughout this time and going through healing. I'm healing different sides as I learn too. Nobody really talks about this. Like, oh, I've healed. No, have you really healed? Because there are different phases of this healing that you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things that you're going to do, right? You're going to say you're healed, right? And then somebody comes along, friend, foe, maybe it's somebody that's just passing through and says something that triggers you. Then you got to you got to do the work again. The little details matter. The little details matter, I'm telling you. You can't skip, baby. You can't shorten yourself. You cannot take a shortcut and expect the abundant victory that comes with the whole journey. You know? I think the shortcuts are there because those are also obstacles based on your choices. And a lot of people don't know that. But I think you should know that now, baby. I think you should know. As far as love, I was watching this one content creator. I forgot his name, but he always does the fruit for thought thing. If somebody knows it, tag him, because I watch a lot of his videos. I'm a fan, baby. I'm a fan. I love your content. I just can't think of your name right now, but he always does the fruit for thought. Well, he was eating breakfast in a video, and he had said something that really stuck with me. I've seen this video just recently. He said, "You're not supposed to love me in your love language. I'm supposed to love you in your love language. You're supposed to love me in mine." That blew my mind, and it gave me a different type of perspective and accountability for how I ran my relationships in the past. All the expectation, all the misunderstandings, because there was something that I wanted out of it. And I hate to say it, but it was selfish. It was a lot of BS. And if I had to go back, I would definitely be more accountable. I would definitely be more responsible on how I dealt with people. But I also would definitely be more accountable and responsible for my feelings and how I directed myself. 9 times out of 10, I probably wouldn't have been with those people in the first place. How I carried myself with boundaries. And that's a major thing. Going into this new year, going into this closing, if you don't have that on your vision board, you need to add it, baby. Because this new year is going to be way different for a lot of you. You got to prepare for it. And it's going to be different for me. I know that. It's going to be unexpected. But I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. But baby, I'm telling you, this is one moment I can finally breathe in. Make sure you take the time to just sit and breathe for a second. Just sit and breathe. And appreciate every breath you have. Appreciate every decision that you are able to make. Because it's not too late. It's not too late to make a conscious decision to want to live better. It's a risk. Sometimes it is a big risk, but it is a worthy risk. It is worth it. The victory is too sweet to pass up. And I hope you receive this message well. I hope you have a wonderful day. And just remember, it's weekend of Bams. Love you.